agree.
To me, Fluxus is about a celebration of the ordinary and just saying, you know, things are good. This is good. This moment is good.
Long, long ago, back when the world was young, that is, sometime around the year 1958, a lot of artists and composers and other people who wanted to do beautiful things began to look at the world around them in a new way.
At the core of the production of these artists that constituted Fluxus were pieces that were called events. And an event is something that happens. It's not a very complex thing on the face of it. Really, many of these things are ordinary acts that happen and go unnoticed. So in many cases, these events are ways of drawing one's attention to those unnoticed moments, creating a kind of strangeness in the world, such that one pays attention to the way that world unfolds.
This project, creating Fluxus pieces and cage pieces to be performed in a museum, it does, I think, a few really great things for our students and for our class. It first of all brings a lot of the music to life.
Fluxus can remind us that, you know, stuff happens. Stuff happens all the time. And that stuff deserves attention. And it could be, you know, it could be truly wretched stuff. Destruction of a violin on stage is a wretched thing to see. But what is that if it isn't a metaphor for tragedy?
This would like actually be. You know, I felt bad because I can't, you know, fix it all together.
There are a lot of things to do. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through these things basically in a semblance of the order in which they'll happen on Wednesday night. We'll learn what's up, what's happening, what's mishappening, and see where it goes from there.
So, two things.
For final approval.
Right.
Ben Patterson will be doing several of his works.
To Carmen.
Ben Patterson was at the original Fluxus performances in 1962 in Wiesbaden, Germany.
But we'll start here, and eventually it works into the audience, and everybody participates.
His works were and remain some of the most important of the lot.
I really, really strongly believe that the random ordering of life and of physical nature is something that we should somehow emulate in our work. I said, well, now, how can I create a work for this class I have, Digital Music Ensemble, that would let the students kind of have agency about what they wanted to do, their own level of expertise. Then I just created a game board, and the students played the game using U.S. grant tokens as the, U.S. grant dollars as the tokens. When they land on a little space that has music, they grab a card, and that has the Civil War tune on the back of the card, and that tells which tune they're responsible for sort of producing. And then they run a random number generator that determines which book they'll use, the Grant or the Stein. The way the piece allows for randomness to occur, and in the process of that, there has to be a kind of acceptance of anything, and also finding meaning in each moment.
I think it's been really eye-opening for students. A lot of them knew who these artists were, who Cage was, who the Fluxus artists were, but didn't really experience the music or have the kind of connection to the ideas behind it that they could by creating the performances that they're going to do.
My students here at University of Michigan should know about Fluxus, should be well informed about Fluxus, because I think they have the illusion of control.
It's not a retreat from the world, it's not a retreat from speed, it's not a retreat from movement, it is not a retreat from all of the noise that's around us at any given time, on any given day, we're surrounded by it. But if there is this particular sort of attention that you can bring to that, movement, no matter how fast it might be, is just movement. It's another texture to be appreciated, to be embraced.
I think Fluxus reminds us to celebrate the moment.
The simple practice of paying attention is what Fluxus invites us to do.